Welcome to Pocono Mountains podcast. I'm Jim Hamill, the one where I, got to eat and drink on the job. Bar Louie at the Hotel Fauchere is an absolute treat, just like a lot of other amazing culinary experiences in the Pocono Mountains. Foodies of all kinds can enjoy what this Milford treat has to offer. It's a new take on the same hip Bar Louie. New menu, though, and cocktail menu, too, and seating area upgrades, too. But the iconic image of Andy Warhol and John Lennon remains right behind the bar. We'll talk with Steve Rosado, whose family owns and operates the Fauchere, Bar Louie, and other properties under the Milford Hospitality Group umbrella in just a bit. The Poconos is a year-round destination for millions, with 2,400 square miles of mountains, forests, lakes, and rivers, with historic downtowns and iconic family resorts. It's the perfect getaway. You can always find out more on PoconoMountains.com or watch PTN, the Pocono Television Network, streaming live 24/7. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains podcast. We'll have a new episode each week, highlighting lots of the fun things you can experience while you're visiting the Poconos. Subscribe and leave a review and or comment on whatever platform you listen. Now, back to the episode. Bar Louie is downstairs, below the first floor of the historic hotel on Broad Street. It's got that exclusive feel, but with a very comfortable vibe. Here's my longer discussion with Steve Rosado, followed up with the feature from April's Pocono Mountains magazine. Enjoy. Hey everyone, it's Jim Hamill, host of Pocono Mountains podcast, sitting downstairs here at the historic Hotel Fauchere in what is called Bar Louie. And it's a newly revamped dining facility with this amazing bar, with this iconic picture of Andy Warhol kissing the cheek of John Lennon right behind the bar. And I'm here with Steve Rosado. He's with Milford Hospitality Group, and you guys have this spectacular place for people to come and dine, have a great experience here with your new menu, your new cocktail menu. Thanks for having us here on the Pocono Mountains podcast. Tell me all about what you guys are trying to do with this revamped Bar Louie.
Sure. Well, first off, thanks for coming. So what we tried to do here is keep what was great about this restaurant, because it has a lot of fanfare. It has been one of the places that people come to when they kind of want to escape and feel like they're maybe in Manhattan. And you'll notice that as you walk down here, right? It's like, if you've gone to Manhattan, you'll notice that some of the best restaurants are the ones that you walk down into. They don't even have a sign sometimes. And you walk in and it just blows you away. So we wanted to keep that feel. This restaurant is about 15 years plus. So certain things were starting to get a little bit dated. So we wanted to just bring some updates. And as you can see, I think we've added some sex appeal.
It does feel that way, man. This is like a place where I'd feel quite like an exclusive kind of dining experience, whether I'm taking my wife out, whether we're getting together with other couples. So, people, you have about 75, seatings here, right? So it could be kind of like an intimate setting. It could be a romantic setting. This really offers you a lot of different opportunities for people to come on out and enjoy both your cocktails and your new menu, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So what kind of things do you like to highlight the most with what you guys have kind of taken that spin on, right? That little bit of a satirical approach to the menu,
That's a good way to put it. So when we talk about the food, I think the best way to describe the food is the new menu is fun, right? So you can come here and have some of the classical dishes like the duck à l'orange. But then you'll notice as soon as you start making your way down the list that there's a couple of items that stick out that maybe don't seem as though they make sense on a dinner menu. But then as you start to read what's in them, and we'll use the steak and eggs as an example. Steak and eggs is generally going to be a brunch menu item. So you see that and you start to question it, but then you see there's a word Wagyu in front of it. Wagyu is a Wagyu cow that's been bred with an Angus, and it's essentially what's called a super prime meat. That's in the category of Wagyu and Kobe beef. Now, you marry that with the duck egg and the way that it's cooked and prepared, and you've never had a steak and eggs like that. You dig into the starters on the menu, you'll see some common themes there. One of the dishes that are signature dishes that we didn't do away with at Bar Louie is the sushi pizza. So people have responded well to satire type of product here for a while. The sushi pizza, all we really did was change the presentation, but we added a couple other fun things, such as the avocado toast, which is a deconstructed avocado toast that, trust me, you won't see on any type of brunch menu. But the tacos are, oddly enough, the tacos are one of the best received new products that we have on the menu.
Nice. And I mean, that's getting my water my mouth watering already, for what you guys have on that menu, because it seems like there's a lot of attention to detail, and a lot of fun, like you mentioned too. And so the chef, tell me, you said you came from a Michelin star restaurant previously, so this is nothing, strange to him.
No. So Bobby came to us through a friend in the business, and Bobby is well versed in some of the most high-end restaurants in Manhattan. He's worked with 3 separate 3-star Michelin chefs in Manhattan and New York City. He's a French-trained chef as well, and he has Filipino descent. So he has that beautiful French training that takes some of the most intricate dishes, and then he adds some of that Filipino flair to them. But, make no mistake, there are certain things that he's brought from the city with him. So even though we've kept everything financially approachable and fun, there are a couple items that stand out. And the 2 of them, which we'll wheel one of them out for you, is the Iberico ham. And Iberico ham is basically what Kobe beef is to beef. Iberico is to ham. And then we have some addings that you can put on some of your dishes, such as caviar. And those are the things that I like how Bobby did that, because you can come out here to the Poconos, and if you want to go all out and eat a meal like you would only have in 3-star restaurants in Manhattan, you can do that here.
That's so cool, man, because really, Milford's got this vibe again, too, with you guys bringing on all these different properties. You've got the theater just down the street. You've got Jive Bar right across the way. So there's like a lot of cool little dining options, entertainment options, live music and otherwise. And this is kind of like a perfect fit into the experience for Milford for a weekend or for an entire week, whether or not you're staying or you're just traveling through the area. What's that feel like to be part of all that,
I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting because I grew up here. I went to school at Delaware Valley down the street. So I think it's something that, I left for a long time. I left for about 20 years. And I came back to what was the beginning of this hospitality group. And I just think to myself, this must be awesome for the people that live here, because I wish this was here when I was growing up.
I have the same feeling, man. I'm, also Pocono born and bred. And now a lot of these small towns are really kind of repositioning themselves on the map. They've been on the map, but it's almost like re-emphasizing hey, here we are. We're right next to the Delaware River, right next to this national park system too. And so for you guys, I mean, the clientele that you guys get are people who are looking to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city, but also still have, kind of finer dining options like this,
Yeah, this fits that demographic.
Yeah, it definitely does. And the vibe in here is so cool, right? So lights down low, there's a lot of low lighting kind of stuff. And then, it's really elegant in some ways, but also approachable. Like you said, from a menu standpoint, it's not going to break the bank if you want to come on out and try to, really treat somebody special,
Yeah, that was one of the focuses too. And we did that for people that are traveling, but also mainly for the locals as well. So we wanted to have people that live here know that we're trying to recreate something that caters to really everybody, not just one demographic, not just people who are more affluent. We want it to be people that also live on a budget as well. They can come here and have a great time. They don't have to break the bank.
Yeah, when we're talking about breaking the bank, I mean, that bar back there looks like it's got potential to really kind of drag you into a pretty long stay here. So what kind of cocktails are on the menu there too? I know one of your great bartenders was just making up something for us to sample later.
So he brought in what he made was the Broad Street 75. The cocktail list was made by our mixologist Robbie Seibert, and he was pretty thought. And you know Robbie probably, right?
Yeah.
So he's the bartender over at the Speakeasy. I mean, he literally does make the best drinks in town.
Seriously.
But he was thoughtful about the names that are on the list, the ingredients that are in the drinks. And so the Broad Street 75, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I think I'm pretty close to accurate, is based off of a drink called the Old 75. And then he paid homage to Broad Street, which is what we're on right now.
Right.
So he definitely dug into some of the history of it, and he went with some of the older classics. That's what you're going to find on the cocktail list.
It's fantastic, man. So you've got this downstairs in this underground kind of vibe, right? Like in the Manhattan kind of district where, people could probably stumble upon you. But where can they find out more about you guys? You're on social media. You're on the web, obviously. Where would you like to send people to find out more, especially as you guys have things change and evolve over time?
Yeah, the best ways to find us is, with social media nowadays, Bar Louis Milford that's our username handle for Instagram and Facebook. But best ways to find us in terms of website, you could either go to the hotelfauchere.com or you could go to milfordhospitalitygroup.com, and it's on both websites.
Yeah, because definitely want to check out the menu before you come, whether or not you want that special ham, brought right to your table, or if you want to sample that sushi pizza, which is, an old favorite, but definitely a newer spin on that in some way, shape, or form. There's something really for everybody's palate here. And I just really wish you guys tons of luck. I mean, I know you don't need it because you know what you're doing, and you seriously have really shown how much you care about the community, too, that you grew up in, and now kind of making all of these properties just accentuated so much in a way that makes me enjoy it. But obviously, if I can enjoy it, so can just about anybody else out there, too.
Well, you're going to have to try some of the food. I have some things getting ready for you in the back, and we will wheel out that Iberico so you can look at it.
Steve, I'm excited. I'm totally stoked for this. Thank you again for having us here in Bar Louis, downtown Milford, just under the historic Hotel Fauchere on Broad Street. You can find them online, on social media, and of course on PoconoMountains.com. Again, Steve Rosado with Milford Hospitality Group and Bar Louis at Hotel Fauchere. Jim Hamill for Pocono Mountains Podcast. Thanks for listening. Hi, everyone. It's Jim Hamill, and we are in downtown Milford right now at the historic Hotel Fauchere. Now, this place has been around for many, many years now, but downstairs is where, if you're hungry and also looking for a great cocktail, you can head to Bar Louis for its entirely revamped menu and an all-new atmosphere right under the hotel. Come check it out.
What we tried to do here is keep what was great about this restaurant, because it has a lot of fanfare. It has been one of the places that people come to when they kind of want to escape and feel like they're maybe in Manhattan.
With a new menu and a cocktail menu too, Bar Louis is back with a little swagger. Steve Rosado is extremely proud of what's new here and also what's iconic about the view at the bar.
One of the focal points of the room, one of the features, is obviously the picture that's behind the bar. That's one of three. One of the three is actually in a museum, and the other one's held by a world-renowned art collector. So it's an amazing piece behind the bar. A lot of people come to just see that.
The images around Bar Louis are from the same famous photographer of Andy Warhol's heyday, Christopher Makos. The vibe here pairs well with Chef Bobby's creations. Appetizers, a la carte Spanish ham, steak and eggs, yes, but not what you'd think.
You marry that with the duck egg and the way that it's cooked and prepared, and you've never had a steak and eggs like that.
We just had to sample a few menu items and one long-running favorite. So Steve joined us for a few favorites.
All right, now it's time to dive right into these delectable dishes on the new menu at Bar Louis here in downtown Milford. We've got a couple appetizers here, Steve, and we're going to get to the sushi pizza in just a minute. But first, these tacos look like they are delicious.
What you have here is a Filipino chicken and pork adobo.
Steve, those tacos are amazing. I'm thinking, though, these cocktails really pair well with this. This is called the Dragon, right?
Yes. This is made with Patron Silver Tequila, Saint Germain syrup, and dragon fruit.
Cheers. Now for something I've had before, the sushi pizza. This is kind of like a fan favorite here at Bar Louis, but you're doing it a little bit differently this time, right?
So it has ahi tuna, tobiko, and then the sticky rice is fried in a tempura.
We're on to the main course now, and this new menu really has a lot of fun options, including what you might not think of when you're having dinner, but steak and eggs.
Yes.
Tell me about this piece right here.
Well, this falls into that category of satire, right? Because when you hear steak and eggs, you think brunch, but wait till you take a bite of this. It is the best steak and eggs you've ever had.
Steak and eggs at dinner, Jim Hamill approved.
So this is the Iberico ham. So this is the Spanish ham that was imported over from Spain. It's been cured for about 3 years plus. Let me know what you think.
All right, first time sampling. Here we go. Boy, that's so rich. It would take me a while to come up with the words because it is so good. That's fantastic.
Deep flavors. That's
really
the way
does.
people say it. It's like the flavors are so deep, I don't even know how to describe them.
Right.
These are fresh, made in-house, warm donuts with a caramel drizzle on top. I'm telling you, like, it's funny to go from Iberico ham to this, but I'll tell you, it just tops it all off.
Steak and eggs, very much a breakfast food, and now you got donuts. You're making me think that you want us to stay longer than just the evening.
Exactly.
That's really good stuff, man. Thank you so much for having us here on Pocono Television Network and, of course, Pocono Mountains Magazine. Get to Bar Louie in downtown Milford here for its whole new experience. This place is amazing, so is the staff, and certainly get something on the menu here that makes you never forget your experience right here at Bar Louie. We'll see you next time.
Bar Louie at the Hotel Fauchere in historic Milford, PA. One of the many dining options in our small towns and across the entire Pocono Mountains. Find more spots to get a bite at PoconoMountains.com.
Sometimes my dad and me go on four-wheeler rides and we see tons of splash.
It's a little upsetting that, people are out there throwing things out the car window.
We have to be nice to our earth. Like the earth might break a little bit.
I'm thinking, why are we doing this? This is the only planet we have. We can't go to a different planet.
Pollution, yeah, that's all us. So if we made a problem with the earth, we gotta fix it, right?
We're back. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. I'm Jim Hamill. We also stopped by Macaluso's near Jim Thorpe a couple months back. It's been around for a half century and now has new owners carrying on that legacy. Enjoy.
Thank you, Andrew, very much. Hi, folks. Jim Hamill here at Macaluso's in Nesquehoning. This place has been around for 50 plus years, but now it's under new ownership. And so our VP of Membership, Marlon Kistner, is a regular here. So she wanted to give you an inside look at what the experience is like, both dining and having drinks here at Macaluso's. Cheers.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Marlon. Happy to see you tonight. Thank you for coming to dine with Macaluso's here.
Great to be
Take you
here.
to your table.
Absolutely.
Love you. Thank you.
Thanks.
From the moment you arrive at this popular Italian restaurant, you're made to feel right at home.
We also have special drinks on here you're welcome to look at. We have a great bartender, and then she'll come to give you the specials. She'll be
Great.
right with you.
Thank you, Joanne.
You're
Good
welcome.
to see you.
You too.
All right.
We fell in love with the place. The Macaluso's family did a great job. We realized that we weren't going to reinvent what they did over the last 50 years. So we were just trying to embrace what was here and then put our own spin on it and just bring it to that next level.
Stephanie and Brian took over from the longtime owners in 2022, keeping the name, but also many of the aspects that made Macaluso's a fan favorite in the Jim Thorpe area.
They're glad that we did not change. We kept everything the same staff, same menu, same food, same atmosphere.
Hi, this is our arancini served over our tomato basil sauce.
Marlon started out with an appetizer. The head chef has been at Macaluso's for more than 4 decades, putting new touches on age-old recipes that keep diners coming back for more.
This is our caprese salad topped with our homemade pesto sauce.
They just grabbed me and they're like, that's the best steak. And I get that maybe once or twice a night, someone's like, that's the best I ever had. And I pause for a moment and just really recognize that, because it's those moments in your life where you're like, wow, that was the best. And that's what you remember over time.
It's easy to see how much Stephanie and Brian take pride in carrying on the Macaluso's tradition, from the bar to the kitchen. The secret to this restaurant's success is in the care everyone takes to make it a worthwhile experience. And at times, that includes live music.
I think it adds a lot of value to your meal too. It's not everybody can go out and spend $30, $40 dollars on a dinner, but when you add that entertainment piece to it, it really adds a lot of value to it, and it enhances the experience for our customers.
Back to the food, and Marlon's favorite.
This is our gorgonzola salad. It does have nuts on it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. One
You're
of my
welcome.
favorites.
You get the fine dining, you get the service, you get the food that's all hand prepared. It's really hard to get a meal at most other places where the food is just 100% fresh, 100% from scratch, and where they take such pride in the craftsmanship of the food.
And the main course.
This is our pork fillet. It's served with a habanero cheese and a bourbon barbecue sauce with 2 shrimp on top.
The food, the drink, and all that goes into making Macaluso's a staple is really what makes it so important to support locally owned restaurants all year, and especially during the industry's traditionally slow time of year, March through April.
You need to keep your local folks employed. We only have a few full-time people here, but most of our people, they have another job, and it really supports them and helps them get those extra things that they need and want for their family.
It's a way to experience the best of the Poconos foodie scene while supporting the mom and pop type restaurants that keep traditions alive. To learn more about Macaluso's and other dining options in the Pocono Mountains, head to PoconoMountains.com and look for restaurants and dining under Things to Do. Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network. And don't forget the dessert.
This is our chocolate love cake. It is chocolate cake, chocolate icing, and it's baked with a ricotta cheese right inside of it, and it is house made.
It's one of my favorites.
Good,
Thank
enjoy.
you so much.
Bar Louie and Macaluso's, 2 great spots for an upscale meal when you're visiting the Poconos. We hope you enjoyed Pocono Mountains podcast. Please remember to subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. Come visit us in the Pocono Mountains. Plan your trip today.